Hello, everyone, and hello, Lois. Happy Monday. How are you?
I'm happy. I'm happy.
I
Happy
know
Monday.
you are. You just got back from Chicago, you told me. I want to hear all about it. You got back the family from Chicago, and before we get started on our topic today, tell us a little bit about what you did this weekend with the kids.
It was amazing. We went to the Cubs game
Yeah, it
and
comes.
they actually won. It was phenomenal.
Oh, cool.
I'd never had ever been that close to the field that I could actually hear the players breathing.
Oh, you're
Um,
that close.
it was phenomenal.
Oh my God. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you were in Chicago. What was the weather like?
And it was nice. I mean, it was hot, but
Oh,
not
wow.
not too hot that you were just, couldn't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, my whole family just had really special time with each other, and relationally, like something really cool happened for all of us. So it was just a
Oh,
a
cool.
really sweet time for everyone.
And you also celebrated Father's Day, I'm sure.
We celebrated Father's Day. My husband, Grant, he is an incredible father. And
Oh,
the kids had a great time with him. I had a great time with him. And we actually um, had Illuminati's pizza on Father's Day. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
it's amazing. You can actually get it shipped to your home if
Now you just started something. I might have to just do it. Because here's the thing, I'm not a pizza person, but somebody got me turned on to Slim and Huskies here in Tennessee, and I got hooked. So if you're telling, I've heard about this Illuminati pizza, and if you're telling me about it, that's got to be an omen. So that means I have to order it now. Now that I know you can actually have it shipped, I think I'm going to have to do it.
yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
Awesome, awesome. So today we're talking about um, friendship and what you have to do. We're going to continue our series on friendship and what you have to do to maintain a good friendship. Because guess what, y'all? It takes work. Having a friend doesn't mean you don't have to do anything. Once they're your friend, now they're always your friend. No, you have to maintain that relationship and you have to maintain that friendship. So we're going to be talking today about what does it take to maintain a good friendship, and what does it take to have your friendships be steadfast, bonded, long lasting, and meaningful to both of those people involved, right? So let me ask you something, Lois, in terms of what your initial thoughts are about what it takes. What do you think it takes to maintain a good friendship? What do you think you have to do as a friend to another friend to be a good friend to that person?
I think you have to communicate.
Mm.
You have to not expect that the other person knows what you're talking about.
Mhm. Exactly.
When you're talking to them, and that they're just going to read your emotions. um, I think we tend to do that sometimes with people in general. I know I do it with my husband sometimes. um, I say something and I think that he's heard me, and then he hasn't heard me at all, and we discover later that he thought I said one thing and I thought I said another, and there's this clash that happens, and we realize that what was really meant to be was not at all. And in any kind of relationship, clarity is key.
Mm.
um and it's the little moments, that build. And it's easy to think that one grand moment could fix everything, but it's those little tiny things that build and build and build.
Yeah. Because otherwise it gets lost in translation, like with you and Grant sometimes, if you don't communicate or be clear in the communication process or clarify. Maybe sometimes when you say things, maybe you need to clarify it. Because also what I found with communicating is that sometimes you got to repeat it because they listened, but they didn't actually hear it.
Mm.
And so if you repeat it, then, oh, okay, that's what you said. Okay. That, you know, the second time it's like something connects. So sometimes I know that with communication, you've got to say it more than once, or you have to say it a different way, or you have to clarify it some kind of way, so that the person gets it. So yeah, I think that's what you said is important. And also for me, I think it's the little things like you said. For me to maintain my friendships, I've got to, and I'm not very good at this, so I'm not sure how come they're still my friend, but not very good with always being the initiator of communication. Sometimes I kind of get so caught up in my own life that I forget to just call and say, hey, or I forget to call and say, what are you doing? You know, just want to touch base with you. And sometimes I kind of get blessed out by my friends. They're like, how come you never call? Or how come you don't respond back to my calls when I leave messages for you? So I do have to get better at that. But in spite of that, my friendships, the ones that I call real true friends, have lasted many, many years. I guess they've gotten used to my personality and they've gotten used to my quirks. And they know that they have to reach out sometimes before, a little bit more than I do. But I'm a good friend. I'm a loyal friend. And I think that's what's kept it together. My loyalty to them, their consistent connection with me, and my then in return connecting with them. So yeah.
I think when you think about someone, when you have that thought that goes through your head and you don't reach out, you're basically not being friend. Like you could,
You're not being the best friend. You're not being the best that you could.
You could in your mind be thinking, man, I'm such a great friend. Like I love them so much. They're in my heart, right? They're on my mind and I'm praying for them or whatever. I'm like, your heart can be so full of love for this person.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea you're even thinking about them.
Wow, that's true. That's true.
They could be needing some love. Like they could be feeling so alone. Like you don't know what they're going through. Nobody could be reaching out to them. It could be one of those seasons for them. And maybe they just need you to say, hey, how's it going?
Wow. That's true. I do have to get better at that, because sometimes when you do call them, they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad you called." It's like they're relieved that you called. They're happy that you called. Maybe you spend some time catching up. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. When you're feeling that you want someone to reach out to you, maybe that's the time for you to reach out to the people that mean something to you, because you just don't know what they're going through. And if they do cross your mind, maybe there's a reason that they crossed your mind at that particular moment. So you're absolutely right. So being a good friend, or like your mom said, like you said last week, be the kind of friend that you want to be, that you would like to have. So be the friend that you would like to have. So if you're that good friend, then they can be a good friend to you. So you're right.
And
Absolutely
sometimes,
right.
and I know this is true for me in the past, not reaching out has been something that has happened not because I don't have time or I'm too busy or I don't want to, but because I was insecure in myself.
Ooh.
And so I was just scared. Like, what if they don't respond right? Or what if they actually answer the phone and they're having a rough day and there's negativity on the other end that I can't handle.
Ooh. That's a good one. So not knowing their response, and if you're in the mood to be able to handle what their response may or may not be. That's a good one. So then that keeps you from reaching out, then you're saying.
Yeah, like even if it's a text, like not maybe knowing what to say or how to say it, So then, oh well, I'm not gonna give my energy to that. Like I'll just think about them. I'll just think about them and love from my end how I do, but it's not really meaningful for them.
Wow. Wow. You know what else that might do then as well? You might run the risk of spending too much time not reaching out so that there's now distance, which can cause a little bit of a hiccup in that relationship, because now you've created a void, or you've created a vacuum there where you hadn't reached out. Maybe you should have. And now you've distanced yourself from that friend, and they've then in turn felt rejected, and so distanced themselves from you. That's pretty deep. So that now you've caused a rift that you now have to fix, right? You now have to communicate and bring that
I think
close
I
that
found,
vacuum out.
yeah, I found in large part friendship is more about surrendering myself to um to God really, but allowing him to be my friend,
Yeah.
because then I'm able to receive friendship. Does that make sense?
Wow. So
Um,
opening yourself up for a higher friendship, so that you can be a friend on a different level.
yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So you have to be open, not only for the higher relationship, but you have to be open so that you can receive your friendships like you ought to receive them. And that you're open to whatever comes, whether it be negative or energy, lack of energy, negative energy, whatever it is, you need to be open and vulnerable. I think I mentioned that last week, that one of the things that makes it a really good friendship is being vulnerable, being honest. So if you're not communicating, then you're not really being honest. You're kind of avoiding the inevitable, right? But also being vulnerable in order for them to connect with you. Sometimes you have to let your guard down, and you have to be vulnerable, and they have to be vulnerable with you. So that's, I think, very important in relationships, that sometimes you need to be vulnerable and just be who you are, pretty naked, really, in terms of your feelings and what you're experiencing, so that they can go through that with you as your friend. So that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and
Wow.
if you're not truly able to do that, we were talking about that, you're not truly receiving true friendship, right? Because
Yeah.
they don't actually know you. They don't know who you are.
Right.
You're kind of cutting that part of yourself off, um, which is a hard things for us to do, you know, to um, show who we really are sometimes. And
Yeah,
that's
it
not
is.
something that, you know, everybody will get to see. We shouldn't have those relationships with everyone. It's something that really can't we can't do. But there are those trusted people in our lives who we really need to see us in a real way.
Yeah, especially those long-lasting, long-term relationships. They probably already know you more than you think they do. So when you cut them off, they feel like you're keeping a part of yourself away from them. But they've earned that right to share in that part of you. And so yeah, that's powerful. So
And
we
you
were
know,
talking today about how to maintain friendships. So it takes work, it takes vulnerability, it takes introspection, it takes a lot of things, but looking at your friendships and how and what they mean to you, are you putting in the work to maintain those friendships, and are you doing what's necessary to make sure that that relationship and that friendship lasts a lifetime, like many friendships do, and they're very rare. Many friendships don't last, but the ones that do, it makes sense, and it's important that you're able to maintain those, because obviously they've been meaningful up until the point that you have maintained those relationships. So what does it take to maintain those and to keep those going for a lifetime? It's important. Put in the work and do what you need to maintain them. So tell us what you think, guys. You need to drop us a comment. Let us know about this series of friendships and what your thoughts are. Some of the things that you have thought about in terms of your friends. Who do you deem as close friends? Who do you deem as long-lasting friendships? And those who are not. And sometimes may need to do an overhaul with our friendship lists, right? I think we're going to be doing an exercise at some point with some questions that you ask your friends, and whether it be a close friend, an acquaintance, we're gonna actually incorporate that into one of our sessions on Monday. All
Sounds like
right.
me. We'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. Have a great rest of your Monday and have a great week. Bye for now.